Hola! Welcome to the Palazzo Spanish Verb Conjugation video course. Remembering all of the endings for every pronoun in all 15 different tenses and moods for the three main different verb types, AR, ER, and IR verbs, can definitely be daunting. With these videos, we created visual landscapes filled with our signature Palazzo characters because, well, it's a lot easier to remember what happens in 14 cartoons than it is to keep on track of 75 random combinations of letters that mean essentially nothing to you. We hope you find this helpful, or at least entertaining. Each illustration is built on a powerful memory principle called the method of Lossy, or a memory palace for short. If you haven't heard of this technique before, don't worry about it. The basic concept is that your brain is excellent at remembering locations and images. It is not, however, very good at remembering text. So we harness the power of pictures to help you become a verb conjugation master in just a few days. Your job is just to sit back, relax, and watch what happens as these memory palaces unfold in front of your eyes. ¿Están listos para aprender? Since this is the first video in this series, we are going to take a few extra minutes to orient you. This video is a bit longer, but after that, all of them will be short and sweet. Each scene is going to represent a single tense for one of the three types of verbs, either AR, ER, or IR verbs. In the middle of each video memory palace, we will always include symbols that represent the tense, whether the video is about AR, ER, or IR verbs, and what stem you use to put the verb endings onto. As you can see, this is a Christmas-themed scene. There is a big Christmas tree right in the middle, and under it are a bunch of presents. Whenever the palace has presents in it, you will know that this scene is about the present tense. Not only is it Christmas, it's a pirate-themed holiday cruise. Everyone loves a pirate-themed cruise, of course. But more importantly, what do pirates say?
Arr!
Exactly. So anytime you see a pirate-themed illustration, you know the illustration is about AR verbs specifically. Now, as we go through the scenes, the characters are all going to be formatted in the same order to help you remember exactly where to find each pronoun in the different palaces. We will also conjugate a regular example verb as we go through to give you a real-life example. For AR verbs, we will use the verb hablar. Going from top left to bottom left, you will find the yo character, then the tú character, and lastly, the él, ella, usted character. Then, over on the top right, you will find the nosotros and nosotras characters. And in the bottom right, you will find the ellos, ellas, ustedes characters, just like how a conjugation table is set up. One more thing, we speak Mexican Spanish, which is also the form that is taught in the United States. That's why you see the Mexican flag flying proudly right next to the Jolly Roger. There are many regional differences across the Spanish-speaking world, and some regions may use slightly different pronouns, including vos and vosotros, both of which are other ways to say the word you. We just bring this up so you are aware that some places use a slightly different set of pronouns. Okay, I think that's all the introduction we need. Let's get started, shall we? Vamos! First things first, see those flowers with those magnificent stems? When you see flowers like this, it means that in order to conjugate the verb, we need to use the stem. For hablar in the present tense, we drop the last two letters, AR, and we have the stem. Now we will go through and add different endings to give us the fully conjugated verb. Keep in mind that each of these characters will symbolize two different concepts: the pronoun and the verb ending associated with that pronoun. Let's draw in the first character so you can see an example. Yo means I. I think that an easy way to represent this is someone with a yo-yo. So it looks like this guy just got a new yo-yo for Christmas. Also, to reinforce that yo means I, let's give him an eye patch so you can only see one eye. Looks like he's really embracing the pirate theme. Well, this guy looks like he's pretty excited that he got a yo-yo for Christmas. And he's showing off some of his new tricks for any potential suitors that might be sunbathing by the pool. He's walking the dog, cat's in the cradle. He's got all the tricks. This yo-yoing person is going to be a recurring theme in all of the videos. Anytime you want to remember how to conjugate a verb for the pronoun yo, just think about what the person with the yo-yo is doing. The ending for the pronoun yo in the present tense for AR verbs is O. So let's see. How can we remember that? Oh, wow. He's blowing some giant O rings. So to recap, this character symbolizes two different things: the pronoun yo and the verb ending o. Using this information to conjugate our example verb hablar in the present tense, we would drop the AR at the end of the verb and add the ending o. Yo hablo, which means I talk. All right, now let's introduce the recurring character for the pronoun tú. I know when I think of tú, the first thing that comes to mind is a toucan. So whenever you see a toucan, or should I say toucan, you know that that character relates to the singular you form. For AR verbs in the present tense, the tú ending is AS. Let's see, what should we draw in there for the ending as? How about an as? So let's draw in an as right here. And there is a guy riding the ass. I think he's one of the cruise ship employees because he's dressed up like a pirate and he has a toucan on his shoulder. Remember, this character represents the ending AS. Also, it looks like the donkey's tail fell off. This is to help remind you that the ending only has one S at the end. So for our example verb hablar, we would say tú hablas, which means you talk. Okay, let's move on to the él, ella, usted form. Our recurring representation of these pronouns is going to be the el elf. The ending for él, ella, usted for AR verbs in the present tense is A. So this elf is going to be saying ah, like he's at the dentist and brushing his teeth. And it looks like he's just spitting the toothpaste right into the ocean. That's kind of rude, Mr. Elf. So to say he talks, we would say él habla. Moving up to the top right portion of the sketch, we have the nosotros and nosotras form. And what better way to represent nosotros than with a long nose? We'll draw in two people here with long Pinocchio-like noses. And that will be our recurring theme for nosotros and nosotras. It looks like these tykes are opening up a Christmas present and... someone must have been naughty this year because they just got a moss-covered rock. That's our symbol for the verb ending amos, a moss-covered rock. So to say we talk, we would say nosotros or nosotras hablamos. Last but not least, let's look down in the bottom right for the ellos, ellas, ustedes form. This one is a little tricky, but when I hear ellas, I think of a Canadian asking a question. Ellas? Just think of your favorite Canadian saying, "You're about to go watch the curling match, eh? Yes?" Ellas! Okay, we know it's a bit of a stretch, but we promise it will help you remember this all the same. Let's make it two Canadians though, since ellos, ellas, ustedes is plural. They are even wearing their hockey jerseys on the cruise so they don't get sunburned. So Canadian of them. The ending for present tense AR verbs for the pronouns ellos, ellas, ustedes is AN. And it looks like one is sporting an army hat and the other is more of a navy fan. When you see these army navy hats, think of army navy or AN. So to say they talk, we would say ellos hablan or ellas hablan, depending on the genders of the people in the group. And ustedes hablan means you talk, if you want to address a group of multiple people. The plural, you. Well, that video was kind of a long one, but we just wanted to get everyone squared away with the concept. Bien hecho! Well done! From now on, we will move through the images a lot more quickly, and you will be a verb conjugation wizard before you know it. Before we finish, let's review everything one more time to make it stick. Going from the top, we would say, yo hablo, I talk. Tú hablas, you talk. Él habla, he talks. Nosotros hablamos, we talk. And ellas hablan, they talk. Up next, the drama continues in the emergency room with the present tense ER verbs. Hasta pronto! See you soon!